Story 1. She is the best decision I have ever made. I'm not sure I was her best decision. Edit. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary. I didn't say I was a bad decision, just not her best. Story 2. I love her more than life itself. Best thing that ever happened to me, which allowed two more best things to ever happen to me. I would marry her again tomorrow and every day thereafter if she would have me. Spoiler, she would. Story 3. Yes, and he is my second marriage. I do not even think if I could go back that I would undo the first, because I do not think I would have fully appreciated the person he is if I had not been through that. I am happy we have the rest of our lives. Story 4. I would not. She needs something else. I do as well. Our expectations of a spouse do not fit one another. No one is at fault. 25 years of marriage to one another proves that people change. It is over half our lives, barely. That said, it is not enough reason for either of us to be single. It just is not. I love her with every ounce of my being, and I think she does likewise. We are improvising this life together. I could not do that with any other person. Story 5. You're absolutely right. I would. Love of my life, together for 27 years. Love at first sight, and the sex this morning was as hot as when she was 21 and I was 24. Story 6. Absolutely not. The man I loved did not ever exist. I was essentially scammed out of a better life. The idea of being married ever again terrifies me because I will never trust someone based solely on their words anymore. Story 7. So, we were in the car this morning and I, a 43-year-old female, was driving my 44-year-old male husband home from urgent care as his cold was worsening his asthma. We stopped for his medication and a quick bite. I got a sandwich and was putting chips in it and just enjoying eating. I looked down. I'm covered in crumbs. I said, "Laugh out loud, you married this. On purpose." Yes, I said laugh out loud. He said, "I sure did." We get home, and I'm about to get out of the car. Again, I laugh. "You married this. Brush yourself off, and I'll marry you again." Honestly, one of the most romantic things he's ever said, because I know he meant it. Story 8. Oh, I would only hope she says yes again. My best friend. My guinea pig for new recipes and so much more. I've messed up a few things in life, but my spouse? I got it right. Story 9. No, I would not. I bend over backward for this man. I have given up my dreams to support him. I literally let myself go because he had a period of alcoholism, and we could not afford for me to maintain myself. Then he told me I was unattractive, and as much as I do whatever he wants, apparently it was and will never be enough. Story 10. In a damn heartbeat. He has only grown kinder and more loving in the last 34 years, and he was hands down the best person I had ever dated then. He's my very sweetest Babu. Story 11. I love him so much I can't put it into words. He's the love of my life, and I just want to make him happy. In April, we are getting married, and I've never felt such a sense of stability and unconditional love as I do from him and for him. I would get down on my knees 1,000,000 times with my heart beating 1,000 times an hour just to be able to hear, "Of course, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, honey." Again, he makes me the happiest man in the world. We've been through so much that I would do anything for him and for us. Story 12. I love him and he's been good to me for the most part, but if I'm being honest, I wish I had found someone more motivated. He's content with a low-paying job and has little interest in the things I like doing. We were young when we married and only dated for a short time. We've been together for 17 years, but if I had to do it over again, I would have made sure he was someone who wanted the same things out of life as I do. Story 13. Only if I wanted to be married to someone who doesn't notice me, touch me, or compliment me ever. He takes the trash out and is a good dad, though, so then again maybe. Story 14. My husband saved my life on the night we met. He's given me 4 amazing sons and a life I never could have imagined. So yes, I would marry him all over again. Story 15. No, it's really my fault. I should have set my personal goals higher. I also should have taken a closer look at the rest of the family. I never realized that her brothers and sisters were nuts and we would have to deal with them our whole marriage. Story 16. Absolutely. I have actual nightmares that he has left me and will not talk to me. It is one of my biggest fears. I would marry him again and again. He is so kind, handsome, and a fabulous father. I am so thankful we met and that we have built a life together. Story 17. Nu, 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 nu. Laughing out loud. He cheated on me and we took a break and tried again. He did it again. We got divorced, made up, married again, cheated again, made up again. Still acted shady, and there is probably plenty of stuff I didn't catch him doing, but that's because I quit looking. Now that we are old and certain things don't work the same, he's been the best husband ever for the last 2 years, and I hate him for it because he literally had to get to where he doesn't have any other options to value me. And you know what was the weirdest? It was when he started being super nice. I was literally always thinking, why are you being so nice to me? Something was definitely up. Like he was never mean, but there was no more hiding things and saying I was crazy if his phone was ringing in the middle of the night. And I was like, who the hell is that? Because who the hell is that at 4 a.m.? Laughing out loud. No more shady stuff, and once he stopped the shady stuff, he started being more appreciative of me and being happier and more present. Also, I'm pretty sure that if some operation was invented to make his plumbing work again, he'd be back on the shady stuff. So I'm moving, laughing out loud, and I'm going to leave him alone with his regrets. Story 18. Honestly, I do not know. I love him, but my life is so contradictory right now. I think I am having a crisis, and I have been feeling like things are not right lately. He is a really great person, but I am not happy right now. That is not his fault, and I could never leave him. Story 19. I love her, but no. Marriage will not fix or change anything. I'm not saying to rethink getting married, but be cognizant of all aspects of your relationship going in. Story 20. I've only been married once, and my husband and I separated many years ago. Since back then, we were still quite young and didn't stay in contact over the years. His love and mine felt very strong and pure at its core, though. But with all the time passed, I'm certain I wouldn't recognize him even if he would have to be approached like a whole new person. It would be interesting to know who that person is. I have missed the way he cherished me and his eccentricity. His cuddles were divine, and our sexual connection was excellent. Really, right up until the very end. I do hope he had a chance to address his demons. I've always thought this is about the time frame when I imagined he would be more mature and settled into himself. Kind of interesting. Makes me wonder. Story 21. Yes, there was a chapter in our marriage where I literally hated him, but we've been together now for 17 years, married 15, and it's true. I love him more than ever, and things get better. Story 22. Oh heck no, he is a controlling narcissist that I have had to walk on eggshells for years. I wasted my life on this narcissist. Recently, he threw me to the ground in a rage and broke multiple ribs. Then, after the fact, he changed the narrative and said I fell on my own. Financially, I am stuck. It's so nice that wealthy people can get divorced so easily. Story 23. I'm reading so many comments saying yes. I didn't even know it was possible to feel like that. My answer is no. We've been married 10 years now, and for the last 4 years at least, I've been wanting him out. I just can't afford it. Story 24. We are too different. We got married because I was pregnant. We are only 36 and he has gained 60 pounds, mostly in his stomach, and says he doesn't really care to change. I'm no longer sexually attracted to him, so I don't want to have sex. Story 25. Married her as a teenager and would marry her again in this life and the next and whatever comes after that. Most amazing woman and human being I have ever known. And I am not big on human beings, generally speaking. Story 26. My husband and I have been married 31 years. If you had asked me if I would have married him again 2 years ago, I would have said no. However, he started listening to Chip Ingram on the radio, and his messages opened my husband's eyes to what a good husband should do. The transformation has been amazing, and I give all the credit to God. Story 27. In a heartbeat. And she is going through some serious postpartum anxiety and depression right now. I am taking it seriously. She is seeing a doctor and being medicated for it. This is a low point for us when we should be feeling nothing but joy. It is very difficult. I would still pick her every time. Love of my life. Story 28. Could I keep our daughter? If not, then yes, I would. I would endure anything for my daughter. If I could keep my daughter, I would absolutely have married someone else after how my marriage has turned out. Story 29. A million billion times. I thank my lucky stars every day that I, a 37-year-old female, happened to find the love of my life at 18 years old. And while it isn't always easy, we learn to grow together and help each other become the people we are today. My husband is my whole world, and I know I'm his. Our life is hard, and I have a lot of health problems, but he never stops supporting me and working on our lives with me. We are a strong team. Story 30. Well, since I am still legally married, but in a separation pending divorce, probably not. But I do not know. That relationship is one of the things that brought me to where I am right now, which is a much happier place surrounded by better people than I was before. So maybe, story 31. My wife and I have actually grown closer over the years. We are best friends, very politically aligned. I cannot imagine not being politically aligned. But no, I would not marry her. Story 32. Absolutely. No contest. If this question came up 8 years ago, though, no. Different spouse. My now wife was my high school girlfriend. We only split due to my military moves. We found each other again after a major red flag marriage. Story 33. I love my wife, and I don't regret the life we have. However, we have a few incompatibility issues that we've worked through, and I know I've let her down a lot while dealing with emotional struggles. I try to do better, but I worry that she's losing faith in me. Story 34. She is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Unequivocally. I am not sure she feels that way all the time like I do, but she is still with me, so I have not messed it up too badly yet. Story 35. I feel loved and cherished, and I would marry him again and again. I had a difficult childhood, and I think it makes me appreciate what I have more. I never take it for granted. Story 36. In all honesty, my husband turned into my father-in-law the day I married him. He used to be the most thoughtful, loving, sincere person. Now he gets mad if I clean the kitchen too loudly or if I want to relax in the evening instead of working out. Not to mention he wants me to pay for groceries and daycare even though I make 1/8 of what he does. I almost feel like he wants me to spend all my money so I can't take off and run. The control game is taking a huge toll on my mental health, and I'm not sure how much more I can take. We have a 2-year-old daughter together, and he's pushing to get me pregnant again, but I'm just not ready. Story 37. Sadly, I've realized recently that if I had the chance to go back in time, I would choose not to even meet them. Started out so great. The first 3 years of our marriage were incredible, and the last 2 years have been an immense struggle. We have been in counseling for 6 months with little to no change. My spouse has been in inpatient treatment for mental health issues, and I've been so supportive and empathetic. But if I'm being honest, I'm getting so tired of being the one who holds it all together for both of us. I work 2 jobs and put so much effort in for someone who has completely changed from the person I fell in love with. They are angry and hurtful. They are no longer the sweet, kind, empathetic person I fell in love with. I'm getting tired of it all. Story 38. I honestly don't know. The funny thing is, it's because she cares a lot for me, but not at all for herself, and it's really causing problems. Yes, I love her. She just doesn't love herself. Story 39. I love seeing all of the strong marriages on here. I, on the other hand, would not. Despite having a good salary, being a good dad, being very fit and active for my age, and making the effort in our relationship, everything is my fault and because of my shortcomings. No accountability whatsoever. Story 40. Don't live with regrets. But yes, I would. The amount of growth I have had would not have been possible without my wife. Is it difficult? Yes. Are there ups and downs? Yes. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Otherwise, I would still be a knucklehead. 27 years old. By the way, married for 6 years. Story 41. Absolutely. He is thoughtful, humorous, kind, handsome, a hard worker, a great father, and he isn't interested in winning arguments but finding solutions. His family is fantastic too, which only helps since you gain them as well. He loves Jesus and others with a genuine love, but doesn't use religion to exclude or discount others. He has a real interest and passion for learning. He constantly evaluates himself for growth, but not in a way that makes him overly critical of himself. He encourages me daily, loves me more than I thought a person could who didn't give birth to me. Story 42. Love her more than anyone or anything in the world. I would absolutely do it again. I would certainly change some of the bad decisions I have made, but that was certainly the best. Coming up on 20 years married this year. Story 43. My current spouse is my only ever spouse, and after 45 years of marriage, without a second thought, absolutely yes. The only difference is that I would be an even better spouse than I have, and I am already a devoted partner. Story 44. I would marry my spouse in a New York minute. Best decision I ever made in my entire life. I wake up every single morning thankful that this beautiful woman still loves me. Best feeling I have ever felt. Best friend. Story 45. I would marry my wife again. I'm so thankful for her. She is such a blessing, and we fit together so well. Outside of my grandma and mother, she is by far the nicest, most wholesome person I've ever met. I hope I die before she does, because if she goes before me, I would be completely devastated. Story 46. I haven't been with my husband as long as some of the others here, but when I met him, I knew that this is what I had been waiting for. He was worth all the wait. If I could do it all over again, I most definitely would. He is truly my person and the love of my life.